All right, so we are talking about Move More Month because April is Move More Month. And that was started by the American Heart Association, and Robin's going to talk a little bit more about that. And I'm going to talk, and she's going to give some tips on how to move more, but I'm going to talk more about the benefits that have been shown and some studies that have been shown why, and more on exercise, why exercise is important. And so, Robin, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about the Move More Month?
All right. So the American Heart Association saw a need, and I'm going to tell you in a minute why they saw a need for people to get 10,000 steps a day. And this came out, and I was surprised about the year that came out. It came out, and I'd have to go back and look. It was very early. It was the 50s. It was in the 50s.
Huh.
And they did a study on bus conductors and bus drivers, and found that bus drivers were having health issues because they were sitting so much. But the conductors, whoever a bus conductor is, they must stand. I don't know. I wasn't in the 50s. But their health was a lot better because they were up and moving around. So then the American Heart Association said, after study after study, and then it was finally adopted that 10,000 steps is your best bet to stay healthier. And then also, or 20 minutes of exercise daily, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about your exercise. So everyone, I think, gets kind of scared about exercise, and they're like, they see other people, and I'm not going to name names or anything, but they see other people who exercise a little too hard, right? People who are maybe like rolling tires and, and I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, or like big athletes who run marathons or half marathons or even 5Ks. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about getting off your sofa, getting off your phone, stop watching the TV, and stop sitting so much. This is why it's good to have one of these, because this tells me you've been sitting too long. It's time to stand so that you move. So here are some ways to move more this month in April. And I'm going to read them off my little list here. So wake up and stretch. That's one. Start every hour with movement. Walk your commute. Drink up. Keep a glass of water on your desk and get up to refill it every time you run out. Yep. Make phone calls active. I am a pacer. Are you a pacer? I'm a pacer when I talk on the phone.
Yeah, I'll pace. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. Walk during your lunch hour. Move your meetings. If any of your coworkers are local, take your meetings outdoors and walk a few laps around your office building. I think that's a great idea. Do some desk stretches. Park further away. We've heard that one before. And how many times have I seen people argue over a parking spot that was closer? I've seen people in a parking lot.
Right.
Oh my gosh, like road rage.
Right. It's parking lot rage.
Right. Move during commercial breaks. Play with your pets. Take the stairs whenever you can. And stairs are tough, guys. I mean, even just like a couple floors, it's a challenge, and it's a good challenge. De-stress with yoga. You can do chair yoga at your desk at work. Take a dance break. Kim loves to dance. I love to dance. I make Greg dance. Take more trips when unloading the groceries. Who tries to carry every bag of groceries? I know it's and I'm going to say most women do that, and probably men too. But a lot of people I know, it's like, oh, how many? I can carry all these bags. Don't do it.
Right.
Make trips. Join in your kids' playtime and stretch before bed. And I do want to give one more little tip that I found, because this I found for my newsletter this month, and it's all in there in my newsletter, which is pinned at the top of my Facebook page if you want to look at it, or on my website. The only physical activity to offer protection against dementia was frequent dancing. Dancing frequently had the greatest risk reduction for dementia, 76%. That's huge of any activity studied. Wow. Cognitive or physical, according to a report in the New England Journal of Medicine. And I loved that study. So listen, dance, get up and dance. And then one more thing I'll say before Kim goes in. If you think back to our grandparents, great grandparents, if you knew them, they never sat. They were, it was all chores. They were farming, they were, working blue collar jobs, a lot of them. Women were staying home more and they were active, like cleaning their houses more. Because believe me, I don't clean my house as much as my grandma used to, or my great grandma, right? They weren't on their phones. And if you look, and we've said this before in other talks that we've had, if you go back and look at the 60s, people were not obese. And
Right.
they were not as overweight as we are now.
Right.
And there's a reason. It's because we're not moving enough.
Yep.
And go ahead. Your turn.
And that's so true. And I just read a statistic on that 70% of us in the US are now overweight or obese. 40% of kids are. And actually we're reaching 42% of adults are obese, considered obese. So that's kind of scary, but by the time 2030 comes around, they're predicting it will be 50% of our country will be obese. So anyway, but it's funny. I'm glad you said that about dance, because I teach Zumba and I love it. And I'm going to keep doing it. But some of the things you can do to kind of activate your day, make your routines active, work for you. And Robin said, going up the stairs, I run up our stairs. If I'm not carrying stuff, I run up our stairs. Every time I go up, I'll run up. And I just get a little heart rate going. And then another thing, don't laugh, but when my washing machine's filling up and I'm standing, I'll hold on to the edge of it and I'll do squats.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. I'm waiting for it to, and I put my detergent in. So like stuff like that. When I sit from a desk, like I'll stand up on the hour, and I'm not going to, let me show you what I do. I always pull one arm up. I know you can't see this, but I'll like stretch this way and grab my wrist and stretch the other way. It feels so good. The other thing I do after sitting is really good is to stretch your hip flexors. These are your hip flexors that they get really tight. And you can go to the side. I know this is hard to see, but
we can see you. That's good. Yep.
Each side. And then I also do, if I'm getting up, I do walking lunges, a few walking lunges as I'm walking away from my desk, so that I can get the hip flexors stretched out, because that can cause lower back pain. So there's a lot of little things you can do to, activate your day, so to speak, add some activity into your daily routine. I want to share some statistics. I think this is some studies I read that were really kind of eye-opening for longevity. Exercise has been proven to help your brain health. It's been proven to help, your thought processes, your thinking, your learning, your problem solving, and also just balancing your moods and stuff. And it's also been shown to reduce risk of stroke, heart disease, some cancers. Well, I'll share those with you because I think that's pretty important, and just for better overall health. But the cancers that exercise has proven to help reduce the risk of are bladder cancer, breast cancer, colon, endometrial, esophageal, kidney, and also stomach cancer. So those are all, nobody wants to get that, and you don't want any loved ones. So it's always a good thing to think about that. And the studies that I heard about were really interesting. So they took, this was at Brigham Young University, they tested 75-year-olds, and they decided they were checking them against 40 to, no, wait, I'm getting my studies mixed up. Wait a minute. No,
that's
Brigham,
right.
Okay, there was a Ball State one and Brigham Young. So Brigham Young was the one that said people who were in their 70s, 75-year-olds, who exercise regularly, like 5 times a week, they tested 9 years biologically younger than their age. Now,
that's huge.
Who wants to be 9 years younger? Me.
Please.
Right. And then Ball State had another one where they were testing 75-year-olds who'd worked out regularly, and they compared them to 45-year-olds, and they said their cardiovascular health was very similar. It's like, and that's 30 years difference. So it really pays to stay active, move, get off your bum, and exercise too, which is key. And
the other thing too that you're saying, like 75-year-olds, listen, you rest, you rust. That is my motto.
Yes.
Arthritis, like I don't care who you are. Typically, most people get a little bit of osteoarthritis.
Mhm.
The more you move, the better lubricated you're going to be. Movement is lubrication.
Yes,
So that's a good
yes.
thing too. So I just say that because of me. You know, I do have arthritis and I have it in a lot of different
Oh,
joints.
man.
So
Oh.
if I just sit, it's a lot harder
Right,
on me
right.
than.
It's actually, yeah,
Mhm.
and you feel better when you move. So,
Yep.
you know, it just helps and it helps, but overall better health. And
Yep.
so that's, you know, I can't say enough about it. So anyway,
Yep.
Move More Month, please move a little bit more than you did yesterday. You know,
Yes,
try to
please.
find
Hey,
ways.
I will say, Kim and I, we're doing this 60 commit. We have a group of about what,
Yeah,
17 people. I think we
yeah,
mentioned it before. And something I have actually started, and I move a lot, but one of the things was do at least 10 minutes of movement outside, go for a walk. And I can tell you, I have upped my time getting outside and walking. And I like it. It clears my mind more
yes,
than anything. I feel
yeah,
like you get that breath of fresh air and it clears your mind. So even if it's 10 minutes, walk around your block, walk your
yep,
dog. Like, listen, dogs need walk too.
yep,
So,
yeah. You
hey, and
can,
also, guys, because Kim said those statistics, like it's going to be 50%, like going up for how many people are, having like health issues. Please like this health chat. It is public. Share it for us. If you know people need to hear this stuff that we're talking about, please share it. We want to help as many people as we possibly can.
right, yeah,
So,
absolutely. So anyway, that's it. Move
all
more,
right.
and we'll see you next week.
All right. See ya.
Bye.